Alright guys, welcome back to another Follow the Calendar 2025. Today we start stage 1 of the Volta a la Comunidad Valenciana. Obviously, I am incredibly English speaking and not capable of saying most of the stages and races that we go to. Today we're going to ride as a Equipocam Farmer. I don't know why it's not. It does. I was being stupid. I was reading across on the side, so I don't know why it doesn't say Equipo. Obviously, Ivan Sosa, former Ineos rider, moved on and then moved down the divisions into not the division, down a division into the Pro Conti level. He is the clear out and out leader of this team, with Para kind of being a luxury domestique. No sprinter in this one, but might let Miguel Angel Fernandez go free and see if he can pick up some points at intermediate sprints and the like. But yeah, it's a relatively strong start list, especially up at the top. UAE came with a stacked squad with Almeida, Sivakov, and McNulty, all very capable of winning races like this. Grosjean could be our number one leader, and he's their fourth best climber. And even someone like Baroncini and Oliveira would absolutely be crucial in a squad like this. In real life, we have the team time trial. It's not even an individual time trial. So it starts off with a team time trial, which we are not on the favourites list for. In real life, we lost 3 minutes 33 on the leaders, which were Lidl Trek on the day, who are not even listed as a... Yeah, I thought I was being stupid for a second. Yeah, they're not even listed as a favourite. But they did it in 3 minutes... No, 39 minutes 20, and we down in 18th, like 5th bottom, we did it in 42.53. Not the ideal start. We're going to see if we can reduce that. I have no idea how to ride team time trials in this game. I have never ridden one. So, if we lose a ton of time, that's okay, because we did that in real life anyway. Don't expect anything quality, especially early on in this. It's basically going to be me working it out. But yeah, I will jump in and we can kind of go over what's been happening in real life on the start line. And we are here on the start line with what I think is Euskaltel Euskadi. Don't hold me to that until we can look on them. I'm still getting used to it. Is that? I think that's who I think it is. It is Euskaltel Euskadi. The way we're going to work this is I'm going to talk about what I think these guys are going to do during the race, and I haven't actually watched what did happen in real life. This is all brand new to me. I know the results of this stage, but I don't know the result of any of the other ones. So basically, yeah, with these guys, Vizcarra is surely the out-and-out leader. And just, they're probably going to have to look to go half-arse GC with Vizcarra. Euskadi lost 2 minutes 20 on this stage, which largely sets back any ambitions of getting a really high place with Vizcarra. They could have been maybe optimistic of a top 5, top 10, both of which I think will be harder to achieve now that they've lost those. But yeah, it's a pretty well-rounded team. Dina will probably go off in breaks and stuff like that. They'll probably light up the breakaway world, and Vizcarra just kind of sitting in for GC. And here we are on the start line with Caja Rural. I'm pretty sure it is. Still getting to know these Pro Conti teams, not quite as comfortable as I am with all the bigger ones. These guys, it's basically just going to be something pretty similar. Interested to see what Leitao does in the sprints. I've seen him sprint more before, and I was fairly impressed. He had a great ton of speed, but there's not a whole lot in the way of a leader. So I get the feeling these guys are going to have to do the same thing and look to take on the breakaways. as they set off. I don't think they have much of a chance on this stage. They might genuinely finish behind us, which is crazy. Um, these guys being Baliers Arabe, not a team I'm comfortable or familiar with. But these guys are going to have a rough time of it. These guys, if any team's going to have to light the breakaways up, it's these guys. And on the start line, we have Polti Visit Malta. Were these guys called Polti Cometa last year? I have a vague recollection of that. But I don't know if I've completely made that up. Just trying to find where they finished. They must have finished quite high. I started from the bottom. Yeah, they did. They finished up in 12th, 2 minutes 31 down, which is a pretty good effort. They have a sprinter in Lenardi, Maestri as well. Yeah, just an all-round solid squad, and Piganzoli is going to be a real challenge in the mountains to take any sort of time on. Uskata Uskadi come through at Chrono 1, time check 1, as do Kaharural, who have rinsed the time. What's this one? Burgos Burr Pellet. I don't think I recognize any rider. Delicali, maybe. Doubt it, given he's so young. But yeah, these guys have Diaz, who's not a climber I've heard of, but seems to have pretty decent stats. Not too optimistic for their hopes. Now, here is the pre-race favourite, given they took out the stage in real life and had a 46-second time gap to the next team. Now, they don't have incredible stats in time trial in this squad, but they are just overall very strong. They'll have Consoni and Milan for the sprints, who is incredible prologue as well. They are all in on the sprints from best I can tell. Trying to get them all in a straight line makes life easy. Gebra Heisiger is going to go in the climbs, but not too sure about anything else. But yeah, these guys are going to be heavy favourites for any sort of sprint with Milan. Consoni a little bit more capable of getting over hills than Jonathan Milan, as is Edward Toynes, who's a bit of a weaker sprinter, but very capable of being in and around, should it appear. Back on the start line, we have Bahrain victorious, if I'm correct. It is, surely. I'd be really embarrassed if I got that one wrong. Good. These new kits are kind of throwing me off a little bit. Peo Bilbao, Jack Haig. Vitrago is probably going to be the leader. Yeah, he's probably the strongest. Lenny Martinez, actually. I didn't realize he was coming. Vitrago and Lenny Martinez have to be the two out-and-out favourites. These guys don't have any incredible time trialists, but they are all 70 or above. So I feel as though that will give them at least some sort of chance. Now, for my boys, they bring Castro, Youngles, August, Foss, Aronsman, Rodriguez, and Leonard. See, Aronsman will more than likely be our leader. Foss might get a few chances at a breakaway, maybe even second leader. Youngles, I imagine, is just kind of on his farewell tour for the next year or two. So he'll just be kind of protecting Aronsman. August is one of our young climbers who's just trying to get around the spot, and Leonard is just kind of there. Castroviera gets the ride because he's Spanish. Lidl Trek do take out Chrono 1. As we look at Israel Premier Tech, who bring Lutsenko, who has to be their out-and-out leader. He is, and they also bring Ethan Vernon as a sprinter. But yeah, these guys as well, not really anything too strong in the way of time trials. Obviously, still waiting for UAE to come off the start line. They are going to be the big tests. Yasha Sutlin here for Jaco Alula. As we kind of flick through. Ben O'Connor, big leader. Zano for support. No real sprinter, so they are going to be all in for Ben O'Connor in the GC. camp here for, is this Intermarché Wanty? It is. They bring Louis Menkes, who is incredible, and one of the riders I fell in love with initially watching the sport. Never necessarily on the biggest team, but always found a way to make some sort of impact. It was always incredible and fun to watch when he was riding. It was great for what I liked watching. Thyssen comes as the sprinter, not someone I'm overly familiar with, but they're going to split their focus. They brought a lot of a lead-out train and not much mountain support, Colleone being the big one for Mankey, so he might look to go on a breakaway or go early on a climb. And here we go with Q36.5, who is the new home of Tom Pidcock, who obviously isn't at this race. But these guys would struggle in this game on the time trial. Time trials in this game, I've noticed, are not particularly accurate, to say the absolute least. It just doesn't take into account people's genuine ability, because Ineos have taken it out, and in real life they did not do particularly well. But yeah, they bring Brambilla, Vader, Donovan. They just kind of got a split focus GC centric, and more than likely are going to be lighting up breakaways and things like that. But yeah, and here we are, Movistar, who need a resurgence. They've fallen off massively, although they did, I believe, bring back Nairo Quintana. William Barta, Castrillo, Cepeda. Feel like this is a GC-centric team with no real leader. Barta, Castrillo, Cepeda or Castrillo probably have to be the leader, but no disrespect to either of them. I don't feel comfortable with either. Cepeda a little bit more probably, but I wouldn't feel confident in either of those getting a good stage result. Here is the other team we were close to using, which is, where'd they go? Petrolike, mainly because they had Jonathan Caicedo. We were going to use these guys, but I felt kind of it was a bit more interesting using Sosa, someone a bit more confused thinking about. But Andrei Ponema is here. They'll be basically all in on Jonathan Caicedo getting a high GC result and maybe a stage win. If they can get a stage win and a top 5, top 10 with Caicedo, they will be unbelievably happy. If they can even just get a top 5, top 10 with Caicedo, they're probably coming out of this not annoyed. Now, here is the squad of Team Novo Nordisk. Not a team I'm familiar with, but I do know the name Irvin. And I thought, is that Dion? No. I know Kopecky as well. Not overly sure why. Just nothing that's really going to impact the game. In real life, they've given a good old sprint with Kopecky and then light up the breakaways. Can't imagine them getting anything out of this unless it is from a breakaway. And here we do have, where they go, Alpecin de Koenig, who bring Vermeesch, Groves, Ulig, Boven, and Riesbeek. If it is not extremely obvious, this is going to be a sprint lead out and a half for more than likely Caden Groves. I can't imagine them having a sprint for anyone else. Vermeesch maybe, but even that's an unlikely one for me. UAE come off the start line, the pre-race favourites. They have to be the pre-race favourites for the entire GC, with having such a strong squad here. One thing you could say is they lack a real intent on the flat, at least in real life. There's no one here that can really just pull a peloton along. So you could go after them on a crosswind, a flat, over on a valley, and kind of isolate them that way. But they have to be the pre-race favourite to take out the whole thing. And here we go. I have no idea how this works. I am learning this game as we go. Apologies. All of us seem to really struggle on a time trial. Surely I only have to bring 4 to the line. Sosa really struggles. He's going to do a short pull through. This poor guy is going to work. And everyone else is kind of going to get chilled out. Do we have enough energy for this? So as we settle into rhythm, we take a look at all the chrono and time checks. Ineos take it from Movistar and Jayco. I do feel as though as UAE crosses this kind of time check one, they are not only going to win it, but they may well catch the team in front. But yeah, as UAE come through the start line, well, yeah, they are looking comfortable. 2 seconds out in front of the time check, as we should start going faster. Maybe 85 is enough, although we rats coming to the ups. The ups? The hills. Wow, it is not my time right now. It is like midnight my time. So excuse the tired comments and mistakes. We came through time check 1 in 18th, which is not ideal, already 50 seconds down, but I also feel like fairly on pace with what we did in real life. So pretty comfortable with where we're at. Everyone kind of swinging through. Sosa might get a really quick pull through. I kind of want him. I need him to just be able to sit on, essentially. Just get on and get out of the way. He is so unbelievably poor at time trials. And that was always the big thing. I remember when he was on Ineos, and you just never felt like you could get anywhere because he would just lose time consistently. We can have a look at UAE as they come through the second and final time check, and they go top by a further 5 seconds. They are slowly but surely closing in on the poor guys at Israel Premier Tech. I think we are doing what we should be. I have no idea, but as we pull through and we are about to approach the line for this kind of final little bit, we go 17th. We've made up a spot. We are now 21st at time check 1, though. There seems to be teams behind us, which I don't know why I thought they wouldn't be. I thought we were last. These guys look like they're just going to struggle the whole time. Mathis is probably going to be their out-and-out leader for some degree of GC, but I wouldn't have too much confidence. These guys as well, just going to light up breakaways. Oh, did these guys get dropped from? Yeah, they're down riders already. All of these guys are going to start riding a little bit harder, see if we can take some sort of time. I'm not sure if it'll work, but worth a red hot go. 4Ks to go, not looking overly optimistic of getting anything out of this stage. UAE look red set to take out the stage. As we are trying to drill our way over to this line. With this far to go, we're just going to start booking it with everybody. Max speed. See, he comes with Kobo. Kind of going out the back, era of our lives. We had so much energy left. Probably had something left in us. Just was not our day. I also, like I said, don't really know how this works. Bora, they bring a strong squad. They have Hindley, Vlasov, Dens, Moscon. I didn't realize he actually went there, by the way. Yeah, they are GC-centric, stage win-centric. We'll see what they can do during the race. Covilli, Scalco. Who's this with? VF Group, Bardiani. They'll be riding largely for Covilli, I imagine. Not a whole lot else. These two poor blokes, Fiorelli, struggling as well, and he will be the last to cross the line, hopefully within some sort of time cut. UAE take out the stage from Ineos, from Red Bull, Bora Hansgrohe, and then Movistar and Bahrain. Top kind of two were close, a little bit of a gap, and then the moment it hits Jayco, it kind of takes a jump and just keeps rising at an extreme rate. Can't imagine we did particularly well. Finishing all the way down in 21st technically, but it's weird with teams not all being together and stuff like that. But yeah, I think no, we might have legitimately finished 21st. Never mind. Yeah, not ideal. We finished 21st out of 22 teams, losing 3 minutes, which is technically less than real life, which is ideal. I see how it works with him being 20th, but still with 4 minutes 6. On the GC, that leaves us a long way down with Ivan Sosa, 3 minutes 4. Anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed that. It was a weird way. I'm still working on how to work kind of doing these quick kind of team time trial stages and how to go about running this system. But either way, hope you enjoyed. If you know how to run team time trials, give me some advice down below. If you have any ideas for how to make this more enjoyable, always happy to hear it. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe, and see you next time where we try and take back any time for Ivan Sosa.